My name is Purity Jibet, and in this presentation. I will focus on a crucial local educational context in Queensland, specifically focusing on Bray Park State High School. The aim of this presentation is to address Indigenous disparities within this particular high school setting. The issue is not only significant for the local community but also is intricately connected to global commitments regarding indigenous rights and equitable education. In this comprehensive video presentation, I will thoroughly explore the issue at Bray Park State High School, its global connection, propose a transformative action plan tailored to this school, and discuss potential challenges in this implementation. At Bray Park State High School, there is a noticeable gap in education between Indigenous and non-Indigenous students. Indigenous students, despite their cultural richness, face a lower academic achievements, higher dropouts, and lack of cultural inclusivity in the school curriculum. The local manifestations mirror broader global challenges in ensuring equitable education for indigenous population. Some of the global connections involve international frameworks, whereby the issue of indigenous students disparities at Bray Park State High School is not confined to the local boundaries but resonates within the broader framework of international commitments to indigenous rights. The United Nations Declarations on the Rights of Indigenous People, UNDRIP, stands as a pivotal document that articulates global concerns and standards for the protection and well-being of indigenous communities worldwide. Rights to education. We also have local obligation with global implication, whereby the indigenous education disparities at Bray Park High School align with this international commitment, positioning the issue with a global context by recognizing the right to education as articulated in the international agreements. Addressing the disparities become not just a local obligation but a shared commitment with global implication. The Bray Park Indigenous Inclusive Educational Informative is a transformative proposal designed to address Indigenous education disparities at Bray Park State High School. This initiative is a comprehensive approach that goes beyond superficial changes, aiming to embed Indigenous perspective, history, and culture into the core of the school's educational practices. The primary goal is to create an inclusive and respectful learning environment that acknowledges and celebrates the cultural richness of Indigenous students at Bray Park High School. The key components of the Bray Park Indigenous Inclusive Education Initiative encompass a multi-phased approach to address Indigenous education disparities. In this curricular integration, Indigenous perspective, history, and cultural elements will be woven into the mainstream curriculum with a commitment to balanced representation and collaboration with Indigenous knowledge holders. Cultural sensitive training will be mandatory for all educators, tailored to address specific cultural nuisance and supplemented with ongoing professional development. Community collaboration involves forging partnership with the local indigenous communities, ensuring that their active involvement in educational material development and organizing cultural events to foster the community cohesion. Student engagement programs aim to instill pride through extracurriculum activities, mentorship activities, and platforms for students to share their cultural experiences. The initiative effectiveness will be monitored through evaluation system incorporating feedback from students, educators, and indigenous community members, allowing for continuous adaptation and refinement based of evolving community needs. The anticipated outcomes of the BREPAC Indigenous Inclusive Education Initiative are poised to bring about a transformative impact on the educational landscape. Firstly, the initiative seeks to elevate academic performance and engagement levels of Indigenous students, bringing existing disparities and creating an environment conducive to their educational success. Secondly, by implementing cultural sensitivity training for educators, the initiative aims to enhance their cultural competency, fostering a more inclusive and supportive learning environment. Additionally, the proposal envisions strengthened relationship between Braypark High School and local indigenous community, promoting collaboration, mutual understanding, and shared educational goals. Ultimately, the initiative aspires to instill profound sense of pride, identity, and belonging among indigenous students, creating a school community that values and celebrates their cultural heritage, contributing to a more inclusive and equitable educational experience. We have various challenges that are being faced here, including institutional challenges, whereby it implementing changes to the curriculum, such as embedding indigenous perspective and cultural elements, may encounter resistance from existing in institutional structures at Braypark High School. However, we also have ideological challenges, whereby addressing the ideological challenges involves a fundamental shift in the mindset of educators at Braypark State High School. Cultural competency and diversity training are essential components to bridge the gap in understanding and acceptance. Tailoring professional development programs specifically for Brave Parks context ensures that educators receive training that is relevant and impactful. Political challenges. The political challenges encompasses potential resistance from schools administration, the need to garner support for policy changes within Bray Park State High School, and the crucial task of securing funding for the initiative. Advocacy efforts specifically to the unique context of Bray Park are vital in gaining by in form of stakeholders. In conclusion, addressing Indigenous education disparities at Bray Park State High School is not only a local imperative but aligns with global commitment to inclusive education. The proposed BREPAC Indigenous Inclusive Education Initiative serves as a transformative action plan, fostering citizenship by acknowledging Indigenous rights and contributing to a more equitable educational landscape at Brave Park State High School. I eagerly await your feedback and suggestion as we collectively work towards a more globally and inclusive educational environment at Brave Park State High School. Okay, thank you so much.